have to admit, I'm a pretty boring guy.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. All right.
Is he a boring guy?
He's complicated.
He wants us to think he's a boring
guy. Oh,
guy.
my goodness. I like the way he has a conversation with his wife, though. It's got to be recommended.
Buys a lunch. That's nice.
Yes. Carol has been by the sea for us all morning. She's finally gone back in. Let's join her. Morning again.
Good morning. It is beautiful here in Bournemouth this morning. The English Channel sea temperature at the moment is 16 degrees. The air temperature is very pleasant. But look at the beach. It's still fairly empty at this stage. Now, yesterday, Bournemouth and around the Solent had the highest temperature in the land. Today, many of us are going to have temperatures between 25 and 30 Celsius. So for many, it is going to be another sunny and very warm or locally hot day. And the pollen levels today, almost across the board, are also high or very high, except for in the northwest of Scotland, where they're low to moderate. Now, if we start off in Scotland, we've also got a fair bit of cloud across the far north and the far northwest, producing some drizzle. Wee bit of fog just lapping on shore in the east may affect the Gulf, but not for very long. The rest of Scotland, sunny. And then as we head into the north of England, sunny here too, but close to the east coast, again, a little bit of cloud at times through the day. Into the Midlands, East Anglia, Essex, Kent, all the way down through Sussex into Hampshire, the Isle of Wight. We've got blue skies rather like this. And as we drift towards the southwest of England, it's more of the same. The temperature's now really rocketing up. Wales too, also having a sunny start to the day after a sticky night, particularly in the south. So the threshold temperature to start with is pretty high, so the daytime temperature is going to be a lot higher. And then for Northern Ireland, well, here too, the fog is now gone and we're looking at plenty of sunshine. So pulling out to the picture for the rest of the day, for all of us, there'll be a gradual improvement across the Northwest Highlands, a bit more sunshine around, and we could see a wee bit more cloud just in the east at times lapping onto the coastline, but for many it will be dry. And the hot spots today are going to be West London, the southwest, the Midlands, in through the northwest of England, particularly Manchester, and also western Scotland. But as temperatures rise in the afternoon, late afternoon, it could well spark off a thundery downpour across parts, but not all, of the northwest of England. They'll die out through the evening, and then overnight we'll have more cloud romping in off the North Sea into eastern parts of the UK and central parts as well. It's going to be another warm night on the cards tonight as well. Then tomorrow, well, we start off with all that cloud in central and eastern areas, and it will gradually burn back towards the coast through the course of the day. So where we have the sunshine for the longest, namely in the west, is where we'll have the highest temperatures. The temperature's a little bit lower in the east, and we'll also have a sea breeze, but by no means is it going to be cold. Then on Sunday, it's more of the same. Any overnight cloud in central and eastern areas gradually burning back to the coast. For most, there'll be a fair bit of sunshine around, maximum temperatures around about 25 degrees, but late on in the afternoon and into the evening, we are looking at the risk of thunderstorms, and that sets the scene for next week when it's going to be once again very warm or hot. It will also be humid, and there is a higher risk of thunderstorms. Now, as I mentioned, the beach isn't particularly busy at the moment, but I bet later on in the next few hours that will change, Tim.
You're absolutely right, and the beach seems to be gradually getting more and more crowded this morning. Few people arriving here, but really the impact of this heat wave, as we've seen this morning, has broadened as it's gone on. There's been sad stories, there have been good news stories as well. For tourist seaside resorts in the UK, it has really come at a crucial time because many of them in the past recent years have been having a pretty torrid time.
Rain, cloud and cold temperatures. July in Britain. July 2012, that is.
Afternoon, gents. How are we doing?
For Bournemouth bar owner Mark Cribb, July 2013 has been a godsend. It's kept him in business.
It was really kind of touch and go this last year. It's rained, as far as I can tell, pretty much every day for a year. If you'd asked me 3 months ago, I would probably have considered selling the restaurant because running beachfront restaurants in the UK is tricky. But yeah, finally, we're digging ourselves out of a hole. If we just look in the last 17 days, we've taken about £62,000 more than we did in the same 17 days last year.
With a scorching weekend ahead, seaside resorts across the UK are going to be busy. The gloom of last year is evaporating under the beating sun.
Everywhere I look, people just look happy and look like they're getting on with their lives. It looks really good.
It's nice weather, you're going to come out and enjoy it more, aren't you?
Normally it's raining now, and I don't like rain.
Tourism is the UK's fifth largest industry, employing more than 2.5 million people. But many seaside resorts have struggled in recent years. Foreign travel has got cheaper and simpler, with sunshine often guaranteed. But right now, why bother?
It is our national topic of conversation, but when people moan about the weather, it's usually too wet or too cold. But this heatwave has brought with it a complaint you don't often hear. It's too hot.
I don't think we're used to it, actually, to be honest with you. And since it's lasted now about 12 days, I think some people are really beginning to get tired with it all.
Boscombe ski, Boscombe ski, Boscombe 2 over.
For lifeguards Alec and Ollie, it is the best of times, it is the worst of times.
The last couple of weekends have been very busy, very challenging for us. I think they were sort of estimating around 200,000 down at Bournemouth last weekend. So obviously we get no increase in the number of lifeguards for these busy weekends. You know, much nicer being down here and it's hot than when it's 30 mile an hour driving rain. But at the same time, obviously, it's harder work as well.
Give you one of these. It's got lots of information all about sort of how you can sort of like keep in the shade.
Most of their work is prevention, talking to sunbathers and swimmers about potential dangers. But here and at other seaside resorts, this weekend will be something special, something to relish, a scorcher, for which many seaside businesses will be truly grateful.
Let's have a quick chat to a man who knows a thing or two about travel, Simon Calder, travel writer, of course. Well, what impact is this having on UK resorts, as far as you're concerned?
It's good news, of course, for UK resorts. However, if you are looking for a bargain, you're still going to find some. I managed to grab a late-notice hotel room here last night, just £40. Even in the peak of August, when they've got 95% occupancy here in Bournemouth, that's still 800 spare beds a night. And there's some places, for instance, the Scilly Isles, where they're having big problems filling rooms. So that might be the first place, a good place to find a bargain this summer for the first time in years.
And are people just not going abroad, do you think, because of this?
Yes, it has traumatised the late booking market. About the only happy people I've talked to in travel are those selling holidays to Alaska, Iceland and the Norwegian Arctic. What's happened is that, understandably, everybody who was waiting to book late is thinking, why should I go further than Bournemouth or indeed the back garden? Now, I talked to the two big holiday companies, Thomas Cook and Thompson, and they said, oh, we can't tell you how our bookings have been affected because we've got financial announcements soon. So I've been checking out the sorts of prices they're offering. Next weekend, start of the main school summer holidays for many people, well under £300 for Greek islands, from East Midlands, from Birmingham, from Newcastle, from Manchester. Those sorts of prices really show how much distressed inventory there is around. Loads of great deals out there.
Distressed inventory, my goodness, that's a long word for this time of the morning. So quick chat to Jessica, very briefly, what's your main message? Obviously, health is a big issue, isn't it, in this weather?
It is. The sun is going to be very strong today, and it's certainly strong enough to burn many people. So the top tips would be to spend some time in the shade between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock when the sun's at its strongest, to pop on a t-shirt, a hat and some good sunglasses, and to use at least SPF 15 sunscreen to keep your skin safe in the sun.
OK, common sense stuff, but important stuff nonetheless. Thanks so much indeed, Jessica. Well, here, Carol, we had a lovely time this morning, haven't we?
We certainly have. It's been gorgeous and it's warmed up so quickly, hasn't it?
As assignments go, I'm pleased with this one.
Me too.
Back to you guys.
Bye. In beautiful blue, all we want you to do now is turn round and walk off into the sea together.
After you, Carol. After you, come
Go
on. Show
on.
me. I've got my shoes on still.
Oh, go on, just take him in, Carol. Go on.
No, I got it. Go. I've got my shoes on still.
Oh,
there you go.
shoes off. Oh,
Isn't
Carol.
she lovely? It's Ursula Andress.
You're a legend.
Ursula Andress. Oh, shall I do Daniel Craig? No.
Very good. That's what we've been wanting all morning. 8:58 the time. Just picking up on the theme of people having fun in the sun, notwithstanding all the warnings about the heat and everything, asking people about how you've been keeping cool.
Yes, lots of you enjoying it. Of course, Ivan Wellington sent his photo of his friend Fred Beer. No, this is not the photo, though. We were expecting somebody fishing with his feet in 2 buckets of ice water.
I wonder who that was. Well, we welcome them, whoever they were. I'm sorry, we can't name you. You're out there somewhere. But we'd have a look at some of your images.
We'll see if we can do that in a minute.
Pick them up in a few minutes' time.
Yeah.
There aren't many celebrities who can say they look the same today as they did 60 years ago. But even though Sooty's now officially an OAP, there's still not a grey patch of fur in sight.
Yes, the famous TV bear celebrates his 65th birthday today, but there's no sign of him retiring at any time yet. In fact, he's just finished filming a new series featuring celebrities like Caroline Quinton and Joe Pasquale. He's here now. Very good morning to you, along with his pal Swerp and Sooty Show presenter.